Anyway, it's time for another dose of freshly cooked stupid. Superman comes across a group of police and firemen who are talking to a jumper on a building. Miss Rose, move back inside the building so we can discuss this. We don't want to have to try and pull you inside. We're asking you to work with us. Normally, we would have someone trained in counseling, psychiatry, or psychology or the like on hand to help talk to you without running the risk that we could accidentally convince you to jump, but we needed to set up an artificial situation for Superman to come in and save the day. And of course, Superman comes up and the cop explains that the woman, Felicity, lost her mom, lost her job, and basically lost everything, and has come here to end her life. When he arrives, she decides to yell at him and makes him promise not to stop her if she decides to jump, and he gives his word. I thought he was gonna bring her down. What's he doing up there? Dude said he was gonna talk to her. About what? The View? The concept of talking to someone about their problems and convincing them not to commit suicide is a possibility that never entered my puny, non-Superman brain. I are dumb.
After I buried my mom, I stood there after everybody else had left, and I thought, is this it? I mean, is this all there is? Working in a cubicle 6 days a week until I'm too old to do it anymore? Then I die? Is that it?
Hey, there's more to it than that. There's Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and hoping that someday we'll have another good Star Trek series, and, sewing. Some people like sewing.
When I graduated high school, we all thought, we're gonna go off and do great things. We're gonna change the world, save the world. If somebody said, hey, you're gonna pump gas your whole life, or better get used to cleaning up after people because that's gonna be your whole life, we'd have laughed at them. It's not fair. None of it's fair.
Really? That's your reason for wanting to commit suicide? I hate to sound unsympathetic, but lady, I'm with Dennis Leary here.
I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy because my life didn't turn out the way I thought it would. Hey, join the fucking club, okay? I thought I was going to be the starting center fielder for the Boston Red Sox. Life sucks. Get a fucking helmet, all right?
Okay. Before anyone comments, I'm not serious with that. Depression and suicide are very serious issues, and they cannot be solved by telling someone to buck up and get over it. It's very, very important that someone finds help in these situations. But this comic never states that this woman was suffering from depression or any illness, physical or mental. Frankly, all it suggests is that she was just feeling down and wanted attention. But let's give the comic the benefit of the doubt here and see how Superman handles this very delicate situation. Because you're right, it's not fair. John Lennon is dead and Muammar Gaddafi is still alive. JFK is dead and Castro is alive. Gandhi is dead, but Manson keeps hanging in there. It's not fair. You suck at this, Superman. Seriously? That's your advice? That's what you say to a woman who's pouring her heart out about the unfairness of life and who is contemplating suicide? Yup, life sucks. What you gonna do? For crying out loud, News Radio and Crocodile Dundee handled this better. And those were comedies. Hell, even she's amazed that that's what he has to say. And yet, she's smiling? What the hell is she smiling about? He didn't say anything profound or hopeful or funny or anything smile-worthy at all. But it's not unfair either. Yes it is. It is unfair. Life is terribly, horribly unfair. And yeah, that's the crux of his argument. Superman says that everybody gets out of high school thinking they're going to save the world. I didn't. I just worried about how tough college was going to be, and after college I worried about balancing this show and my day job. Now I just worry about keeping this show funny on a weekly basis, which I don't think I'm accomplishing right now, when all I'm doing is finding new ways of saying, this comic is stupid. He says sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and all that we can do is try. Hey Superman, why don't you just tell her that she can move all her suicidal thoughts over there? That way, here is better, and it's over there's problem now, and it can deal with it on its own. She says she doesn't want to talk anymore and just wants to rest, which she does so, crouching in what looks like a very uncomfortable pose well into the night. She asks him to turn a spotlight off since it hurts her eyes, and Superman, being the idiot he has been this entire time, just heat visions the cable on it instead of, yelling down, "Hey, can you guys turn that off for a bit? Thanks." Long story short, she decides not to jump, and the two hug, and she's brought down, where the paramedics take her away. "She'll be alright. We'll get someone to talk to her." "That's good, but maybe it'd be better to get someone who will listen to her." Or, if she is suffering from depression, she'll need some kind of medication to help. If she wasn't, then congratulations! She wasted people's time and resources because she was feeling kind of blue that afternoon. Hey, question for you. Would you really have let her fall? Good night, officer. No. No, he wouldn't. At least not a properly written Superman. Superman always chooses life. The mere implication that he would have let her die is so horrible and completely out of character for him, especially in light of all the people who died in the conclusion of the new Krypton arc. Go to hell, comic! Go to hell! And so our number 2, the subject of depression in the Superman number 701 review. I do not suffer from depression. While I can empathize with those who do, because I don't experience it, I don't understand it. And I got a lot of deserved flack for it in my Superman number 701 review concerning Superman talking to a jumper. I understand that there is no cure for depression, and that there is no single solution that can be prescribed or suggested. And I understand that even small stimuli can trigger it, and it's not simple whining when it comes to a woman feeling powerless in the wake of the loss of her mother. I was wrong to imply she was seeking attention, or to simply tell her to get over it. I was wrong. I will say that narratively, the scene is still problematic. The police officers being bumbling idiots who don't understand the concept of talking to a jumper is face-palming in its desire to denigrate the police to make Superman look wiser. The implication that Superman would have allowed her to kill herself is offensive to me, not only as a Superman fan, but simply as a human being who values life. I feel that Superman's speechifying is not helpful and just makes the writing feel pretentious. And I feel that this scene was better executed in All-Star Superman, wherein Superman stops a jumper by reassuring them that they are loved and valued, providing comfort and hope instead of weak philosophizing that life is neither fair nor unfair. However, my words were inappropriate and my empathy clouded. I sincerely apologize for much of what I said.